देवी देवी प्रपन्नार्ति हरे प्रसीदं प्रसीद मातर्जगतो अखिलस्य प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरी पाहि विश्वं त्वमीश्वरी देवी चराचरस्य विद्या समस्तास्तव देवी भेदाः स्त्रिया समस्ता सकला जगत्सु त्वयैकया पूरितम् अम्बयै तत् काते स्तुतिः स्तव्य परा परोक्ति. From the Chonji. O Mother, thou art the destroyer of the troubles of the supplicants. Thou art the mother of the universe. Let thy mercy be upon all. O Mother, thou art the ruler of the moving and non-moving. Do thou protect the universe and shower thy mercy on all. All sciences come from thee, and all women in all the world are parts of thee. By thee alone, O Mother, is the universe filled. How can we praise thee? Art thou not beyond the reach of the highest praise? Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. This morning our subject is adore your mother. Today's lecture is connected with our Durga Puja, but we are very sorry this year we could not hold that worship service here because of this COVID. We are sorry. Adore your mother. During the Vedic period, the students would go to their teacher at the age of 12 and stayed with the teacher for 12 years. Guru Grihe Bhasham, live with your Guru for 12 years and learn. Then they either some would go for family life, some would renounce. They have made a very nice system. 1 to 25, student's life. 25 to 50, householder's life. 50 to 75, life for prayer, retired life. Then next 25, monastic life. They divided very nicely. Anyhow, during the time of convocation, when the students depart from the Guru, that is the convocation speech the Guru gives to the disciples. Satyam vada dharmanchara swadhayan ma pramada. Satyam vada, speak the truth. Dharmam chara, practice righteousness. Swadvayan ma pramada, do not deviate, do not stop your study. Your pursuit, your hunger for knowledge, that must continue. Satyam vada. Mahatma Gandhi used to say, truth is God, God is truth. Sri Ramakrishna said in this Kali Yuga, truthfulness is the austerity. In the Ramayana we find the message, truth. Ramchandra stands for truth. How beautiful those teachings are. Just like the Christian people, Jewish Christian, Judeo-Christian tradition, they have 10 commandments. Do not kill, Do not commit adultery. Don't bear false witness. Beautiful teachings. Every religion have these wonderful teachings. Second, dharmam chara. Practice dharma, righteousness. Dharmam rakshati dharmika. If you practice dharma, dharma will protect you. In the whole Mahabharata, the central message is yato dharma tato jaya. Where there is dharma, there is victory. When Duryodhana went to get blessing from his mother, Gandhari says, because of you, my son, I shall not bless you, that be victorious. I shall tell you, yato dharma tato jaya. Where there is dharma, there is victory. Dharma. Krishna came to establish dharma. Then, swadhayanma pramada. You will find all religions are trying to protect their scriptures. The Jewish people, Torah. Torah is their God. They do not have any image. But if you Jewish temple, if you see, I see they kept Torah. Christian people worship the Bible. Of course, the Catholics, they have images of Jesus. Anyhow, Muslims also, they worship their Quran. So, a culture must be maintained. You see, mind, if you do not learn anything, Swamiji says, the person who says, I have nothing to learn, he is dead. Stagnation is death. Every day you must study, learn something new. Sometimes those who come for interview, I tell them, every day, every night, after supper, read the Gospel of Ramakrishna 15 minutes. And if you have a little time, read one chapter of the Gita in the morning. Within 3 months, you will see a difference in you. You must study. You must maintain your culture. In our monastery, after supper, we read. After morning meditation, we read. It is extremely important to maintain culture. Swadhayanma pramada. Do not stop studying. You are my students. That Vedic period, the teacher telling the students. Next set of teaching, Matrideva Bhava, Pitrideva Bhava, Acharya Deva Bhava, Utiti Deva Bhava. Beautiful. Adore. Treat your mother as God. Treat your father as God. Treat your teacher as God. Treat your guest as God. Wonderful teachings. Wonderful teachings. I'm telling the 4,000-5,000 years ago, these teachings are given. And truth never becomes old. They always remain new. Dharma. In the Manu Samhita, we find a verse. Dhriti kshama damo moha damo asteyam shaucham indriya nigraha satyam akroda dashakam dharma lakshanam. Listen, these are the 10 signs of dharma. Whether you are virtuous or not, what are the signs? Manu says these are the 10 signs. First, dhriti, fortitude. Trials and tribulations will come to your life. Be strong. Then, dhriti, then kshama, forgive people. Do not take revenge. Damo, have control over the mind. moha, damo, then asteyam. Do not steal, do not covet other things. Shaucham, be clean. Indra nigro, learn how to control the senses. Satyam, truthfulness. Akrodha, don't be angry. Don't lose your temper. The moment you lose temper, you will lose. Have control. Dashakam dharma lakshanam. These 10 signs are the signs of dharma. It is in Manusangita. Guru guest. There is a saying in our language, Samudre tol ache, par ache tar, atol apar matri sneher nahi parapar. The big ocean, it has a bottom. I went to Hawaii, I was asking, how deep is the ocean here? Swami, 7 miles. Pacific, near Hawaii. 7 miles deep. Can you imagine the ocean? There is a depth in the ocean. There is the other side of the ocean. But the mother's love and affection has no limitation. Infinite. It is a beautiful saying in our language. Mothers, do not neglect your mothers. Our parents especially, the mother, plays an important role in our life. Mother in our language is called Mata. That word comes from the word Nirmata. Nirmata means the person who makes. It is the mother who makes the body. She is the manufacturer of human body, mother. It is not an easy job, I am going to tell you how difficult it is to become a mother. We received this precious human body from them, from our parents, by means of which we ultimately attain liberation. Please remember, this world, this earth, is called Karma Bhumi, field of action. Heaven and hell, Bhoga Bhumi. Whatever karma you will do here, the result you will get. If you do punya, you will go to heaven. If you do sin, you will go to hell. Those are all Bhoga Bhumi, the places of getting the result of your action. But this world is the Karma Bhumi, field of action. Here only you can change. You can make yourself God, you can make yourself devil. This world. And mother, what does she do? She gave this precious body so that my child can get a chance to get liberation in this very life. What a beautiful concept. Most people do not understand how difficult it is to have a human body. If you abuse it or do not use it properly, you will lose it. One can attain many things through self-effort, but one cannot make another human body. You cannot manufacture a body in a plant, in the factory. Human body cannot be manufactured in a factory. You may be a great scientist. Many years ago, I saw a National Geographic documentary, human body, an incredible machine, this human body. thousands of years ago, the Shankar philosophers explored and found the origin of human body. Very interesting. How this human body is developed in the womb of the mother. Please remember, at that time there is no MRI, no CAT scan, no X-ray, nothing of the sort. Through meditation and the rishis, through their X-ray vision, they found how a human body develops in the womb of the mother. The sperm, we know sperm and the egg, how they meet. At that time, you know what they call? At that time, it becomes a bubble. And in the Sanskrit, it is called kalal. K-A-L-A-L in Sanskrit. Kalal. When the egg and the sperm meets. It is very interesting the way they say that then the heat and the air of the mother's body make that bubble a little hard. Otherwise it would be a clot of blood. It will not work. Consciousness is there, always remember. The Jivatma is entering into this world. You know, I can visualize those things sometimes. That is the first month. In the second month, a small chunk of flesh, a little harder. Third month, signs of hands, face, feet, and head. And some spots of sense organ. In the fourth month, visible form of hands and feet, inner organ. And in the movement, the mother feels in the fourth month. Fifth month begins feeling and understanding, chittam, mind. In the sixth month, bones, nails develop, joints develop, nail and hair develop. In the seventh month, mind develops, power of resolution and consciousness, and nerves, vayu, pitta, kapha. In the eighth month, skin and hearing, real flesh and ojas. 9th or 10 months, mother's job is over, the baby is well developed and ready to come out. You know, sometimes I think how they found all these things. The maximum time, 9 to 12 months, the baby must be out. While staying in the womb of the mother, this child knows the whole past life. Garbha Upanishad tells that. There is the Upanishad on the womb. And sitting there, he thinks, oof, it is not a good place to stay, in the mother's, in the womb. Perhaps you have seen the picture. I have seen some picture of the child is in the womb of the mother, like this. It cannot cry because its face is covered with the membrane. Its throat is full of cough. The passage of air is closed. According to Garbha Upanishad, it's praise. This time, if I could come out from my mother's womb, I shall try my liberation, so that I will not have to come back again and face this life and death, again and again, again and again. I shall stop it. Sitting in the womb, all of us, we pray like that. Very interesting. Jata sa vayuna sprishto na smarati purvam janma maranam karma cha shubha shubham. At that time, the moment he comes out, he forgets. The moment you cry, You enter the domain of Maya, you forget all this past. That Upanishad tells us. Then our mother, carrying 9-10 months, feeds us through their umbilical cords in the womb. Then comes terribly labor pain. She forbears everything. But the moment she gets, one of our Swamis was telling, labor pain is next to death pain. But the moment she sees the baby, she forgets all her pain. She feels the joy of creation. When a child is born, it cannot survive without a mother or caretaker nurse because it is helpless. An atheist may not believe in God, but he or she must believe in their mother. We believe the mother's words. It is she who tells who is your father. A mystic says, God is so thoughtful that before the baby comes out, God sends milk in the breast of the mother. Very interesting. We find all avatars have tremendous love for their mother. Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Jesus. When Jesus was on the cross, he saw his mother was there, watching her son was on the cross. Mother, look after your son, pointing to John. And then he says, look after your mother. Since then, John always looked after Christ's mother and took her to her home, to his home. It is in the Bible. Even in the cross, Christ is thinking about his mother's safety. Sri Ramakrishna had tremendous love for mother. When his mother was dying, holding the 2 feet in the Ganges, holding the 2 feet, he was saying, Mother, you do not know him whom you carried in your womb. Means I am the infinite God, I came through your womb. Swamiji had tremendous love for mother. He cried for his mother. Do you know what he said, Swamiji? When I left home, my 2 eyes cried. My one eye cried for my ideal, for my guru. Another eye cried for my mother. If I would not renounce home, my guru's message would not spread. That's what Swamiji said. Before his death, he was telling Swami Brahmananda, Rakhal, please arrange some pilgrimage for my mother. I am not well. I could not make it to show her a little bit around. Once he took his mother to East Bengal for pilgrimage. Mother. Ramakrishna practiced sadhana, worshipping God as mother. But he says, Matribhav ya sadhana shesh katha. It is the purest form of spiritual disciplines. Sri Ramakrishna surrendered 100% to the Divine Mother. Look at you, look at me. What do we do? When we are born, 100% dependence on the mother. She feeds. She takes care of us all the time. If mother does not help, no children can survive. 100% surrender to the mother. When we are in a baby stage, completely naked, no possession, no fear, no shame, no ego, no confusion, no delusion, no worry, no anxiety when you are a child. Complete mother knows everything. We slept, ate, played in her lap. When we are covered with filth, she cleanses us. Her sacrifice cannot be paid, cannot be repaid. When I see some children neglect their mother, I really get mad. I really get mad. She brought you to this world, and now she is old or sick, and you do not look after your mother. Hopeless. Ungrateful. One should not see the face of an ungrateful person. I remember once in Hollywood, a young man came and said, Swami, my wife does not, after my work I go and see my mother, then I go to my home. My wife doesn't like it. I can forget it. Don't listen to your wife. Every day before you go your own home, see your mother. Of course, that marriage did not last. Sometimes you will find 2-3 years old child running around, time to time comes back to the mother for assurance. My mother is there. Assurance. Sometimes I was watching what is called the billboard, what is called the sticker, bumper sticker in America, you will see. Have you hugged your child today? Big line. Have you hugged your child today? Somebody gave me a book called Chicken Soup for the Soul. They said, well, we need 4 hugs a day for survival, 8 hugs for maintenance, and 12 hugs for growth. Funny. So one girl, she used to go to that, Andrea, she used to go to that Unity Church. That minister used to hug, after the sermon. She didn't like it, so she used to come to us. Oh, Swami, I don't like a huggy kissy minister. That is the reason I come to your place. Funny. And at any rate, we grow in a natural way. Our mother helps us to walk, speak, teaches us how to function in this world, including how to use toilet. When we are sick, she nurses us, passes sleepless nights. She sends us to school, college, education. Finally, when we reach our youth and middle age, we don't depend on her anymore. We move freely in this world. And some, as I said, some ungrateful children, they do not look after their mother and father. Adore your mother. In Judeo-Christian tradition, God is worshipped as Father, fatherhood of God. But in Vedantic tradition, both. Please always remember, the concept of God according to Vedanta is Sat, Chit, Ananda, Satchidananda, Brahman. That is God. God has no gender. God is pure consciousness. That is the way Vedanta thinks about God. But Hinduism, we have many gods and goddesses. Father is of God, mother is of God. Both are we have. Sri Ramakrishna worshipped God as mother. And this says, Sri Ramakrishna says, that motherhood of God is the message of the sage. Do you know our problem? We think mother means a old woman, very weak body. But Vedantic concept of the mother is Shakti. The whole energy. The Shakti, Divine Mother. That they worship. Shakti worship is in every country, in every place. We shall talk about it. One of the characteristics of Ramakrishna's incarnation is to preach the motherhood of God. Brahman is neither he nor she, because it is formless. When Brahman is endowed with his Shakti, he takes form, he creates, preserves and destroys. Who is that? That is the Divine Mother. You see, Shiva, consciousness alone cannot produce anything. He needs Shakti. And Shakti also cannot produce anything without consciousness. Shiva and Shakti, union, brings this creation. That is our Vedantic concept. We can worship Mother as Kali, Durga, Jagadhatri, Virgin Mary, Our Lady of Guadalupe, and again we can worship her without any an image. The Brahmos did not believe God with form. Sri Ramakrishna introduced this mother as God as mother in the Brahmo tradition. He also convinced Swamiji to accept the Divine Mother. In this age, Ramakrishna found out the human beings are suffering from two diseases, lust and greed. And he says the mother worship will be very helpful to conquer these things. Very interesting, this puja. As you know, every year we used to do the autumn Durga worship. I shall tell a little bit about Durga Puja. This year I watched, 3 days I watched Belur Durga Puja. They show it. It is in the YouTube. You can hear it. You can watch it. Durga. G means Do means Doitanash, destroyer of the demons, evil. U means Bignonash, destroyer of the obstacles. Ra means Rogonash, destroyer of disease. Ga means Paponash, destroyer of sin. A means Bhayanash, destroyer of fear. That is the word Durga. G-U-R-G-A. Every word has a meaning. Every letter has a meaning. Some say Durga is a demon which she killed, so he got the name. She got the name Durga. But actually, we worship Mahishasura Mardini, that the demon, buffalo demon, Divine Mother killed. That the worship we do it in autumn. Actually, it is Shakti Puja, worship of the Shakti. We cannot achieve anything without worshipping Shakti. Durga comes to us, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Ganesh, Kartik. Who is the Durga's carrier? Singha, lion, the king of the beasts. It has tremendous Shakti, power. So mother carrier, you see, if American people need a car, Toyota, Honda, or BMW. So our gods also need some transport. So his carrier, Mother Durga's carrier is a Shingo, lion, king of the beasts. Very interesting. And see, this try to imagine the image of Durga. The mother is the carrier, is the lion, which represents physical and mental strength. Lakshmi is the symbol of wealth and prosperity. If you see the mother's image, right side is Lakshmi, golden color, symbol of prosperity and wealth. Left side, Saraswati, the symbol of wisdom and learning. Right side is Ganesha, symbol of success and destroyer, remover of evil. That is the Ganesha. Success and remover of evil. And left side, bottom, is Kartika, symbol of valor and strength, valor and beauty. So when we worship the Divine Mother Durga, we get Lakshmi, Saraswati, Kartik, Ganesh, all powers you get in one image. That is the symbol of Durga, which we worship in autumn. All these things we need. We need learning, we need wealth, we need strength, we need beauty, we need success. All we need. So if you worship Mother, you will get all these things. You know, this worship, knowingly, unknowingly, American people, sometimes they don't know. They are business, money, success. This is all Shakti worship in another way. We say in the dollar bill, what is written? In God we trust. We believe in dollar, you see. Dollar God. And Shiva represents all auspiciousness. Where there is Shakti, there is Shiva. So when we worship Shakti, Mother, Shiva is also there. So Durga Puja continues for 4 days. It is a great festival in Bengal. There are 3 kinds of worship, Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. Anyway, I shall not go in details. On the Shashti, 6th day of the ascending moon, called Bodhan, awakening of the mother. Let the Kundalini arise. That is on the 6th day in the evening, they worship. All the mantras, with all mantras. Shaptami is the invocation. Devim bhutva devim yajet. First, the worshipper must think himself that the mother is within me. I am taking this mother out and putting in the image. And now I am going to worship Mother next 3 days. Mother is the, if you read the Visarjan mantra, the immersion mantra, Mother, now you come back and stay in my heart. You know, it is so beautiful. Those mantras are really beautiful. Shashti. Shaptami, invocation. Ashtami, large items of worship. Kumari Puja, a virgin girl is worshipped. And then Shandhi Puja, which is the junction between the 8th and the 9th day. Very auspicious day. That time in Hollywood Temple they repeat mantra. Jai Shri Durga, Jai Shri Durga. All devotees go there. It comes nearly 45 minutes to 1 hour. At that period they repeat the mantra. Namami, last puja, boli, sacrifice. What kind of sacrifice? The goat sacrifice. That is the sign of lust. or buffalo sacrifice. That is a sign of anger. Nowadays, we in our monastery, we do not do animal sacrifice. We perhaps catch some sugar cane or some cucumber, we catch. That is a symbol. Just actually, boli actually means then they do the homa, sacrifice. Sacrifice of the ego. Mother, I sacrifice my ego to you. And Bija Doshami, immersion, at that time we put the mother back and immerse the image into the Ganges, and then called Bijaya, victory. Victory of what? But all evil, the demons are killed, mother, by your grace. Now there is a victory, there is a joy. Then they embrace, they salute, they greet, and then all this thing. This in brief I told you what is Durga Puja. Some people, even in this country, especially some people are very sensitive. Oh, you worship the idol. We never worship the idol. We worship God in the image. Look what happened. When Swamiji was traveling all over India during his itinerary days, he went to Alwar. Then Alwar Maharaja was telling against Hinduism. He's a Hindu king. He was very westernized. Hindus worship these idols, clay image, stone image. Swamiji listened. Image worship. Idolatry. The English people put into the Indian mind. There are idolaters. You are hopeless. Swamiji saw a big oil painting of the Maharaja on the wall. Swamiji asked the minister, "Hello, could you bring that image, that portrait of Maharaja in front of me?" So he brought the portrait and in front of him. Maharaja was seated on his throne. Swamiji says to the minister, "Spit on it, kick on it." That minister was scared. What do you mean, Swami? He is Maharaja. He is a portrait of Maharaja. What? It is nothing but canvas with color. Spit on it. Then the Maharaja was listening what Swamiji was telling his minister. Then Swamiji addressed to the Maharaja, "Did you see? In one sense you are not there, but in another sense you are there. Your minister is afraid to spit on it. Did you notice?" The king apologized to Swamiji. Image worship. I had a Muslim friend, very devout. He prays 5 times a day. He was our book binder in Calcutta. He is the owner of that book binding factory. Then told me he was very short and I was long. During their Eid, he used to bring some sweets for us and we used to embrace each other. Now, he was short. I told him, "Your embracing is like Kennedy Khrushchev Kolhapuri." Kennedy was long, tall, and Khrushchev was short. So I am embracing you like that. We used to make a joke about it. So I said, "When you pray, what do you do?" Well, I think about Kaaba, the black stone in Makkah. Just see, this Muslim does not believe in God with form, but this devout Muslim is praying, is worshipping that black stone. Christian people, when they go, they worship the cross. Catholic people, they have so many images of Jesus. If you go to the cathedral, you can see it. Full of images. And they have so many saints. And Jewish people, they have Torah. And they have also symbol, that light. Do you know what? If you want to think of God, you need a mind. Mind always thinks a form. I do not believe God with form, with form. They all blame the Hindus. They do not understand. Look what Swamiji said. At the present time, God should be worshipped as Mother, the infinite energy. This will lead to purity, and tremendous energy will come here in America. For eons, woman has suffered, and that suffering has given her infinite patience and perseverance. It is this which makes her the support of even superstitious religions and of the priests in every land. And it is this that will free her. We have become Vedantists and live the grand thought that is Vedanta. The new cycle must see the masses living Vedanta, and this must come through women. Swamiji gave a talk in America about women of India, that how women, the Shakti, should not be neglected. In the Manusya Gita, there is another verse. Jatra narjastu pujyanti ramante tatra devataha. Jatra jatrirastu na pujyanti sarva sarvastrata afala kriya. Means where the women are honored, worshipped, adored, there the gods are pleased. Where they are not, all works become fruitless. Sometimes we used to see some signs. Sangsar Sukheroy Ramanir Gune. In our village, I saw some girls used to do the embroidery, and they used to write these things on a cloth with a needle. If you want a peaceful home, you must love and respect women. If women are angry, no peace in that home, no joy there. Guaranteed. Shakti. Don't think women as ordinary women. Vidya samasta tava baby veda. Ya devi sarvabhuteshu mati rupena samastita. Namastasai, 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 namo namo. What a beautiful concept in Chonji, in Hinduism. All these women are the part, manifestation of the Divine Mother. And we bow down to them again and again, again and again, again and again. Women should not be neglected. Do you know what Swamiji said? A bird cannot fly with one wing. You need two wings to fly. In a society, only men cannot do everything. Women also contribute a great part to form an ideal society. I was reading nowadays that how women education was stopped, in Afghanistan, this and that. Oh, they are only meant for cooking and producing babies. It does not work that way. If you read some of Swamiji's letters, how American women, he praised so much the American women and their freedom. Swamiji said, who carries the culture, education in the society, American society? Women. Men earn money. Our culture, religion, all the music, all the fine things maintained by women in this society. Sometimes we think about this mother worship. Mother worship is very old. It is in the Rig Veda. In Rig Veda, evolution of mother worship. In the Rig Veda, there is a called Devi Shuktam. The Devi, Ambran Rishi's daughter Bak, experienced the knowledge of Brahman and declared, I am that Shakti of Brahman. I make Brahma, I make all these gods and goddesses. For me, all human beings, all these things came from me. And she was declaring the manifestation of Shakti. Shakti is behind every creation, liberation. Shakti. In the Kena Upanishad, we find a beautiful story. The gods become very proud because they defeated the demons. And they are thinking that through our power we defeated. In the meantime, Brahman appeared there as a Jaksha, as a supernatural being. So Indra asked the fire god, could you go and check who is that supernatural being? So he went there and asked, who are you? I am Jaksha. Who are you? I am the fire god. What power do you have? I can burn anything. Really? I put a straw, burn it. The fire god put all his power, could not burn it. Humbled, returned to Indra, the king of gods. I could not understand who that Jaksha is. Then the wind god, Vayu went and asked, who are you? Well, I am Jaksha. Who are you? I am Vayu. What power do you have? I can blow away anything in this world. Really? Blow away this straw. Could not do it. Failed. He was humble. And they are proud that with our power we conquered it. You are all powerless, you gods. Then Indra came with his all humility. Jaksha disappeared. In place of Jaksha came Uma, Hoimavati, the divine mother. Then Indra with folded hands asked, Mother, who is the Jaksha? Oh, he is Brahman. You people are very proud of your victory, but it is the power of Brahman that you got the victory. Don't be proud. What a beautiful message we find in our Upanishads. Just see, this is the way mother worship we find in the Vedas, in the Rig Veda, in the Shama Veda, it is in Shama Veda. And then we find this mother worship in Ramayana. Before Rama wanted to fight with Ravana, before killing Ravana, he had to worship the Divine Mother. Without Mother blessing, grace, Rama, even the Vishnu, the incarnation of God, could not kill a demon. See the Mahabharata. Before the Mahabharata war started, Krishna asked Arjuna first to worship Mother Durga. Otherwise you will not win in this battle. Mother gave a message and said, you will win. Go in this righteous war. You see, we have this evolution of the mother. Then in the Puranas, mother worship. That in Chonji, we find elaborate mother worship about Durga, how the Divine Mother destroyed the demons. You see, we do not see God, we do not see Brahman, we do not see Atman, but we see the symbols of God. Durga, Kali, Shiva, Vishnu. That is the beauty of Hinduism. We have many gods and goddesses. Somebody said, but about Jesus, well, we have no problem. We have 33 million, we can add one more, we can make Jesus our God. We took Buddha as our God. We absorbed all Buddhism. Hinduism can swallow anything, can absorb. If you read some prayers of Chonji, who is this mother? In the very beginning, Brahma says, who is this mother? She is the Shakti. She is everything in this universe. Then Narayana Stuti, Deva Stuti, you will find, there are 3 places you will find, see the prayers of gods to the Divine Mother. Those prayers are so beautiful. If you have Chonji, please read those prayers. Beautiful, very poetic. It is the glory of the Divine Mother. In the beginning of the Chonji, the king Surat asked the Rishi, Medas, who is this mother? Nityavasa, she is eternal, Shakti of Brahman. Whole creation came from this mother. Jagan Murti, that is the adjective they use in the Purana, in the Chonji. Jagan Murti, this whole universe is her form, it is the mother. This earth, this whole world is the mother. We are born in this earth, die in this earth, everything. Yato va imani bhutani jayante jena jatani jivanti yat pranda visivanti tad vijigyasa sad brahmeti. From where this whole creation comes, stays and dissolves, that is Brahman, that is Mother. This is all manifestation, this is all play of the Divine Mother. We are playing. We are all her playmates. And this earth is the playground. If you play well, you will smile. If you do not play well, you will cry. Chinmayasa, it is a beautiful verse. Chinmayasa dityasa nishkalayasa sharirinaha upasakanam karjatam brahmano rupakalpana. Well, why do we imagine God with form? He is Chinmay, he is full of consciousness. Advitya, non-dual. Nishkala, partless. Asharirina, means bodiless. But we imagine this form, upasakanam karjartam, so that we can worship. We can love. Separate ourselves, we make Mother God separate from us so that we can worship, we can love. There is one Vedanta teacher, name was Nishal Das. He could not find God to bow down. In his famous book, Vichar Sagar, Ocean of Discrimination, I gave a lecture on that for long ago. Sarve Rama, Kaku Karu Pranam. He could not find God to bow down. So Meru Hai Atma, that God is my Atman, how can I bow down to myself? You cannot sit on your own shoulder. You see, that is the beauty of Hinduism. We have the highest and the lowest. In every level of people can approach God. Some people cannot understand I am the Atman, so they go to the Hindu temple with fruits and flowers. They offer worship. They feel good. Anyhow, nowadays people do not go to the temple and the what is called in the churches and the synagogues. That is bad. You must maintain your tradition, worship. You must train your children. Otherwise they will never learn. Anyhow, I gave you some ideas about mother worship. Adore your mother. Thank you. Om Tvam Vaishnavi Shakti Rananta Virja Vishwesya Bijam Paramasimaya Sanmohitam Devi Samastame Tattvang Vai Prasanna Bhuvimukti Hetu. O Mother, you are the primordial energy. Whole creation came from you. We bow down to you. Without your grace, there cannot be any liberation. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.